Hey, and welcome to the Shave Tank. And as promised, this is the part 2 of my beginner series, and we are back in my bathroom, and today is shaving day. Now, the first thing of preparation that I would really recommend everyone doing as a beginner is take a hot shower before you shave. Of course, I won't show you how I shower. Probably that would go viral, but no, I won't do it. Okay, but now after you've taken a nice shower, we move on to the pre-shave. And as I said, I really like to use Pro Raso pre-shave, and I also left a few days of beard standing here so that you can see. Oh, and I have a cut here. So, yeah. But I left a little bit of beard standing so that you can really see what I'm doing and shaving. So we start off with some Pro Raso pre-shave. This is the sensitive, which I really like. And take a good finger and full of pre-shave. Rub it in really nicely. Rub that really into your whiskers so that you really get a nice result when putting it on. And then I would recommend to let this soak in for a little bit, 2, 3, 4 minutes at least. Some say even longer. You can even do another like hot towel. If you have a microwave, you wet the towel, put it in the microwave for 30 seconds, then it's really hot. Put it on your face and leave it there for a minute or two to open up the pores a little bit more. I will skip that today, but those are all things that you can do to even make the whiskers a little bit more soft. For shaving today, I will use the Rockwell razor that I recommended to you, and I have, I think, the number 2 blade in there. Opening it up to check if I don't have it, like, and going to use a new, yes, I'm gonna use the number 2 blade. Gonna replace the razor blade here, put the old one away into my razor bank, and gonna use a new blade. Of course, I didn't tell about blades last time around. What blades do I like to use? I either love the Persona Blues. Those are really nice. The green Astra ones, or the Voskhod. Those are actually my favorite blades, and I'm gonna go with the Persona Blue today. Take a new blade out of the box here. Take care when you're opening the folder, do it sideways so that you don't cut yourself. So be really careful here, and grab it here on the side of the blade so that you don't get cut. Then take the bottom blade, the top blade of your razor where you should have the posts. Put the blade on there. I put it flat on my hand. Take the end cap, put it on there, like so, and then just screw in the handle. Of course, if you have a butterfly razor or similar, then this will do something else. Before you tighten it totally, look at the razor if the blade is out of position or something. Some razors do have a little bit of play. The Rockwell is really well made and has absolutely zero play, so you can just tighten this up, not like extremely strong so you don't break it, but it's just, that should be enough. So here we go. Razor is ready, and then of course before we begin we need to leather, and as I said, I'm gonna use a Blisoft. Here is the Italian barber style Blisoft with the Italian tricolore handle, which is really nice. And I'm gonna use, of course, all recommended products from the last video. Gonna use the Soap Commander Courage, which I really dig. Scent is absolutely awesome. Love this. And of course I'm going to lather this up in my bowl. And in this bowl is already hot tap water, so that the bowl had some time to warm up. Of course, if you have a scuttle, then you can use this one, but I'm gonna use this bowl from a German company today. But as I said, you can basically use any IKEA bowl that fits the size requirements, so that's no problem. So we're going to wet the brush a little bit. As you can see, it's now soaking, but like push out all so that it's not too soaky. You don't like push it out too much, but so it should be wet but not like dripping wet. Then we take the bowl and start to fill up the brush. Now you can see there will be a little bit of things running out there. That's no problem. You don't need that. You want the real good stuff in your soap, so you can just really push in the brush, really push in there, so that the whiskers of the soap really get sucked. And as you can see, the whole foam is already starting to wander up, mosey up the whiskers of the brush, and that's what you want. And when you have a really nice load like this, you can put the brush in the bowl, drip this off, and if it's like this, I give it a little bit of a rub so that there is nothing outside, and then I just put it open like this on the shelf for 24 hours so that the soap is dried out again. So put that on the shelf, and here we have the brush in the bowl, and then just start lathering. And if you're wondering, you had a little bit of wetness in there, you can see already if you start moving this in, and there is no cuts in this video and no editing, so it's already not so wet, so you can add a few drops of water onto your brush, and then we go back in there. So, shave tank. How much water? Well, it should not be totally wet, so the lather should still have a good consistency. But if you look at it now, and I hope you can see this a little bit, it's still a little damp, so it's not like shining from the wet contents. So we do a little bit more. And you can also drop in with your finger a few drops. And now we're getting there. You can see you have a little foam explosion. It's really exploding on the outside here. It's getting really foamy. It's still not too wet, but when you look at it, it has like this shiny thing. If I put it in the light, I hope you can see that. It now has this sheen to it, where it looks really foamy and shiny. In the camera, of course, it's probably a little bit harder to see, but I hope you get it. So that's it. And this is how we do it. This is very good now, and this is ready to lather on your face. So first, we still have, of course, the pre-shave on there, but there's nothing to do more than take a little bit of water in your hand, put that on your face, a little bit more, and you can feel a little bit of the oily consistency of the pre-shave on your face if you do it like that. And then brush it in. And really work it in, so press on the brush a little bit. This is why the plisson is so good. It doesn't give you too much resistance as a beginner. And really work it into your whiskers. And when it's starting to get like a little bit dry, you can like brush the whole stuff back in so that you have good coverage of everything and good leather contents on your face. And with this, we are ready to shave. A little bit of the extents gone here. And there we go. Now we take the razor, and important is the angle of attack. So what you can do is, you put it on your face, where you have no beard. Wet the razor a little bit, of course. Put it on your face, and then you angle it until you feel the blade. And then you push down with no pressure. It's just the weight of the razor that's doing the job here. I'm not pushing on the face. As you can see here, no pushing down. So I'm not pressing in, I'm just letting it glide. And that's it. And like this, first pass with the grain, if you can. And here we go. Also on the neck, especially on the neck, no pushing down, just let it glide by itself. Of course, if you have a heavier razor like this Rockwell, it helps you a little bit because the weight of the razor is gonna push it down. If you have like a little bit beard that you won't cut, like I do, you can do like a little bit of buffing, like this movement, on the edges of the beard to get the contours right. But again, no pressing in. You don't push down on the razor. So that was part one. And this video took a little bit because I was, again, a little bit sick, but yeah. And we can just leave it like that. Wet the face some more with the soap that's on my beard here. No problem. Then again, take the brush and work it in. And I got some questions, but now the leather will be thinner. Of course, because you have less beard, less whiskers that the leather can grab into. But you also already have a relative smooth face. So you don't need that much leather on your face to give it a good glide. And if you have a good soap like the Soap Commander, you can count on it that it works really well. Now for pass two, we are going across the grain, so not against the grain, cross grain. So if your beard is growing top to bottom, you would go now sideways, like this. Okay. And again, on the neck also go cross grain. Now don't be scared, I'm going upside because my growth on my neck is really weird and it actually grows sideways. So yes, for all you nitpicky guys, in the first pass on my neck I didn't actually go with the grain. With the grain I would have had to go like this, but yeah, I hate that. And for your first week of shaving, I would recommend leave it at that. It's already pretty smooth. It's not like baby smooth. No, it's pretty good. The Rockwell does a really good job. It's pretty good. It's not 100%. So skip the third pass that we're doing now for the first week or so. And now we're going for the third pass, which will be against the grain. But do this only if your skin is already okay with wet shaving. So give it at least a week. You can give it a month, even, for the real baby smooth pass. Or the money pass, as some say. Big shout out to the stallion, the money pass. Okay, and this money pass we do against the grain. So I start with my neck now and go against the grain here. Neck against the grain is a thing. You don't have to do it ever. Some people get irritated all the time. For example, I can do it up until here, and then I will just do a third pass like this to get rid of anything that's left. And there we go. And that's fine. And then against the grain here. You can hear that there is still something, although it did feel already pretty smooth. And there we go. So, shaving done. We now empty the sink and just very lightly, of course on my beard I can rub a little bit more, but don't like rub on your face. So if you have like a little bit of leather standing somewhere, do it very smoothly, not like rubbing your skin to get it more irritated. And then I would say, if you have cold water on your tap, like I do in the Austrian mountains, then just leave it running until it's really cold a little bit. Or if you don't, like prepare a bowl with some water and put some ice cubes in there to really cool it down. Yeah, there we go. Put your hands in the cold water and then cool off your face. Don't rub it, just really push it in a little bit. And if you have some small nicks, like I have now had here a few, I have still some irritation because when I was sick I had like a little allergic reaction. Also you can see it here, these are old ones. Then your skin does nick a little bit easier. You can again, don't rub it, just slight drying. And when I have just so slight nicks that it doesn't really bleed like this, it's just like little red points. I hope you can see it on camera. Then I don't do anything. What I do is, like I said in my previous video, when I use aftershave, I use plastic, especially for beginners. I will show you some other aftershaves next time, but this is for beginners. Mirsol plastic is really nice because these nicks will be gone in 30 minutes if you use this. And it is really good. I'm gonna use this. Give a little bit in your hand. Put this somewhere and very nice. Feels already nice. This is one of the aftershaves, even though it has alcohol, Of course it will give you a slight tingle if you have like irritations, but it doesn't really burn like some heavy alcohol stuff would do. And then I take a towel and really cool it off again. So this is really nice. Very refreshing. The plastic already does its job. That's really nice. And if you want to go for the money shot, use some good aftershave balm. I'm gonna use the Cadet from L'Occitane today because it smells really nice and I'm feeling really fancy today. So just a little bit, you don't need much, like this is enough. And that, of course, you can rub it in a little bit. And your skin will be really smooth. Now we are done with the shaving. Of course, there is a little bit of cleanup to do. Now for the razor, of course, this blade, now you used first time, you can use it at least 2 or 3 times more. Just put the razor under the sink, under the water of the sink, give it a good spray, and then of course don't like clean it on the razor blade, clean it on the underside, outside, top sides, but no, of course don't rub the blade. So that's it. That's it for the razor. And now with the brush. For the brush I do the same, but I use again mildly warm water. Then put it under the sink and really rinse it out. Some say don't touch the whiskers of the brush when you're moving out. I say you can do it lightly. For example, if you like do it like this, it's absolutely okay to press out some stuff. Just don't screw around with it. That's absolutely no problem. And with a synthetic brush, of course. You shouldn't do that with boar or badger brushes. And then when you're done, you just like put the water out like this. So that it's really dry. And when there are no holes in there visible, then you should be good. What I'm doing a little bit, especially with a synthetic brush, is you can like brush it slightly on a towel, just very smooth, no pressing down, and it will even out the whiskers a little bit. And we're good. Very nice. That works. So that's for the brush. Put that somewhere. Oh, I should close up the mirror so that it's not going away. And last thing is the bowl. Just give it a good rinse. Rinse everything off. And of course dry it with the prepared towel. And as you can see, I have a different towel for all these tasks than I have for my face. So yeah, but yeah, cleanliness is a given when you're shaving your face. So that's that. And we're finished from the shaving part. Don't worry if this was a little bit too much, too fast. I will do some in-depth videos. So I will do a video especially on preparation. I will do a video on how to leather and leathering techniques and everything. And we'll also do an in-depth aftershave procedures video. But this is the basic whole course that I'm doing, and it works really fine. Face is already really smooth, and that's that. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful, and see you next time. Let's all high five, and don't forget to like and subscribe.